What if I told you that you don't need a huge farm to start building a successful livestock business? Imagine waking up one morning, walking onto your land, and seeing goats, sheep, chickens, pigs, rabbits, ducks, and bees all playing a role in one farming system. Now imagine doing all of this on just 1 acre of land. Sounds impossible? Well, here's the thing, the real challenge isn't always the amount of land you have. Sometimes the bigger problem is not knowing how to use the land you already have. 1 acre may look small when you stand in the middle of it. You might look around and think, what can I possibly do with this? But with good planning, that same acre can become a productive, small farm producing meat, eggs, honey, manure, and multiple sources of income. And no, I'm not saying you should simply put every animal you can find onto 1 acre and hope for the best. The secret is to create a system where the animals, crops, feed, soil, and water all work together. In this video, we're going to look at 7 different animals that can be part of a 1 acre farming system, why each one can be useful, what you need to consider before raising them, and the biggest mistake you need to avoid if you want your small farm to actually make money. So, let's start with one of the most popular animals for small farmers, goats. Goats can be a very interesting choice when you're working with limited land because they generally require less space than large livestock. They can feed on grass, leaves, shrubs, and other suitable forage, which gives farmers some flexibility when planning their feed system. But don't make the mistake of thinking that goats can simply be left to eat whatever they find. Good goat farming still requires planning. One smart approach is to dedicate part of your land to growing suitable fodder. This gives your animals a more reliable source of feed and can help reduce your dependence on expensive purchased feed. You also need proper housing. Goats need a clean and dry place where they can rest and stay protected from rain, extreme weather, and predators. Good hygiene is important too because poor housing can increase the risk of disease. And here's another advantage. Goat manure doesn't have to be treated as waste. It can be collected and used to improve the soil, especially if you're also growing vegetables, fruits, or fodder. So the goats are not just consuming resources. They can also contribute something back to the farm. Depending on the breed and your farming goals, goats can provide meat, milk, offspring, and manure. But goats are only one option. Another animal that can fit into a small farming system is the sheep. Sheep can also be raised on limited land when they have access to suitable pasture, proper housing, clean water, and enough feed. One of the biggest mistakes a small farmer can make is allowing animals to continuously graze the same piece of land. At first, everything might look fine, the animals have plenty of grass. But over time, the grass can become weaker, the soil can become damaged, and the amount of available feed can start to decline. That's why rotational grazing can be useful where the farm setup allows it. Instead of allowing animals to use the entire pasture all the time, you can divide the grazing area and allow different sections to rest and recover. Sheep can also produce manure, which can return nutrients to the soil. And just like goats, they can become a source of income through meat and breeding. But now let's talk about an animal that requires much less land. Chickens. If you're working with limited space, chickens are difficult to ignore. You don't need a huge field for chickens because they can be raised in properly designed housing. This is one of the reasons poultry farming is attractive to many small-scale farmers. You can raise chickens for eggs, meat, or both, depending on your market. But here's where your thinking needs to change. Don't start by asking, how many chickens can I fit on my land? Start by asking, who is going to buy what I produce? If people around you regularly buy eggs, that could influence your decision. If there is strong demand for meat birds, that could point you in another direction. And remember, chickens need much more than just a house. They need clean water, suitable feed, proper ventilation, protection from predators, and good disease prevention. Because chickens are small, it's easy to underestimate how quickly feed costs can add up. That's why you need to understand your numbers before you start. How much will the chicks cost? How much will the feed cost? What about vaccines and veterinary care? What happens if some birds die? And most importantly, how much will you actually receive when you sell the eggs or meat? A farm can look very busy and still lose money if the farmer doesn't understand the numbers. Now let's move to an animal that can potentially turn a small farm into a much bigger operation. Pigs. Pigs can be attractive because they can grow relatively quickly and produce several piglets. But pig farming is not something you should enter without preparation. One of the biggest expenses is feed. A pig may not require a large grazing area like cattle or sheep, but it still needs food every single day. And that means you need to ask yourself one very important question. Where is the feed coming from? If you have to buy everything, your costs can become very high. That's why farmers often look for ways to reduce feed costs, using locally available and appropriate feed resources while still making sure the animals receive proper nutrition. Housing is also extremely important. Pigs need clean water, suitable shelter, and an environment where waste can be managed properly. And speaking of waste, here's where your farm can become even more efficient. Instead of simply seeing manure as something that needs to be thrown away, you can incorporate it into a wider farm management system where appropriate. Animal manure can contribute nutrients to crops and fodder. So your pig unit doesn't have to operate completely separately from the rest of the farm. Now, what if you don't have much space at all? Then you might want to look at something even smaller, rabbits. Rabbits are often overlooked when people talk about livestock farming, but for someone with limited land, they can be worth considering. Why? Because rabbits can be housed in cages, meaning they don't need a large grazing area. You can use a relatively small part of your farm for rabbit housing while keeping the rest of your land available for other activities. Rabbits can also reproduce quickly, which means that with good breeding and proper management, you can build up your operation over time. But don't let their small size fool you. Rabbits still need proper feeding, clean water, good ventilation, suitable housing, and protection from diseases and extreme temperatures, and just like every other livestock business, you need a market. Before investing heavily, find out whether people in your area actually buy rabbit meat and what they are willing to pay. Because producing something is only half of the business, finding someone willing to buy it is the other half. Now let's add another bird to the farm. Ducks. Ducks can be an interesting addition to a mixed farm. Depending on the breed and management system, ducks can provide eggs and meat. They don't necessarily require a huge amount of land, but they do need suitable housing, clean drinking water, and a safe environment. Some people assume that you need a massive pond before you can raise ducks. That's not necessarily true. What matters is understanding the needs of the particular breed and providing appropriate water, housing, feeding, and hygiene. Ducks can also add another source of income to your farm, and diversification is important. Imagine depending on only one product. If the price suddenly falls, your entire income can be affected. But when a farm has several suitable sources of income, one activity may help support the others, and that brings us to the most unusual animal on our list, bees. Bees are completely different from goats, sheep, pigs, chickens, rabbits, and ducks. They don't need a large grazing field in the traditional sense. Instead, bees fly out and collect nectar and pollen from flowering plants in the surrounding area. You can keep hives in a suitable and secure part of your property. And when the bees do their work, you can potentially harvest honey and other bee products. But there's something even more interesting. Bees can also play an important role in pollination. If you're growing flowering crops or fruit plants, pollinators can be valuable to the farm ecosystem. So while goats might turn forage into meat or milk, chickens might turn feed into eggs or meat, and pigs might turn feed into pork, bees can turn the natural environment around your farm into another source of value. Now, at this point, you might be thinking, if all these animals can be raised on 1 acre, why doesn't everyone do it? And that's where the real lesson begins. The goal isn't to put every animal on your land simply because you can. The goal is to design the farm intelligently. 1 acre is still 1 acre. You have limited space, you have limited feed, you have limited water, and you have limited money. So you have to make every part of the farm work. Imagine dividing your acre into different sections. You could have animal housing in one area, another section could be used for growing suitable fodder. You could have vegetables or other crops in another section, then you have your pathways, water system, storage, and working areas. The important thing is that these activities don't have to exist completely separately. Animal manure can potentially be used to improve soil fertility. Crops can produce suitable residues that may be useful as animal feed. Fodder crops can help feed livestock, and livestock can provide products that you sell to customers. Suddenly, your 1 acre isn't just a piece of land, it's a system. But here's a mistake I really want you to avoid. Don't watch this video and immediately rush out to buy every type of animal. That's how many beginners get into trouble. They hear that goats are profitable, so they buy goats. Then they hear that pigs are profitable, so they buy pigs. Then someone tells them chickens are easier, so they buy chickens. Before long, they have several different animals, but they don't have enough feed, proper housing, enough money for veterinary care, or a reliable market. The farm becomes stressful instead of profitable. The smarter approach is to start small. Learn how to manage one enterprise properly. Understand your market. Keep records. Learn where your costs are coming from. Then expand when the numbers make sense. And this brings us to one of the most important questions. Which animal is actually the best? The truth is, there is no single animal that is automatically the best for everyone. The better question is, which animal makes the most sense for my location, my budget, my market, and my skills? Maybe your area has a strong demand for eggs. Maybe there is a good market for goats. Maybe restaurants and households are buying rabbit meat. Maybe honey is in high demand. Your answer should come from your local market, not simply from what looks profitable on social media. Before you start, visit local farmers. Talk to buyers, ask about prices, find out how much feed costs, ask about common diseases, find out whether veterinary services are available in your area, and most importantly, calculate your expected profit before spending your money. Now let's talk about perhaps the biggest challenge of farming on 1 acre. Feed. Animals eat every day, not only when prices are high, not only when you have money every single day. If you use your entire acre for animals but don't have a plan for producing or sourcing feed, you could quickly find yourself spending more money than you expected. That's why a smart one-acre farmer thinks about feed before buying livestock. Can you grow fodder? Can you produce suitable forage? Can you safely use appropriate crop residues? Can you buy feed at a reasonable price? These questions can make the difference between a farm that survives and a farm that succeeds. So, can 1 acre really become a farm? Absolutely. Goats, sheep, chickens, pigs, rabbits, ducks, and bees can all be considered in a carefully designed 1 acre farming system. But remember this, the goal isn't to have the most animals. The goal is to make the land productive while keeping your costs under control. A successful farmer doesn't look at 1 acre and see a limitation. They look at it and ask, how can I make every square meter produce something valuable? And that's the mindset that can turn a small piece of land into the beginning of a real agricultural business. So, if you have been waiting until you can afford a huge farm before getting started, maybe it's time to look at the land you already have with fresh eyes. Because sometimes the size of the opportunity isn't determined by the size of the land, it's determined by how intelligently you use it. If this video gave you a new idea for your farm, share it with someone who believes you need a lot of land to start farming. And subscribe for more practical farming ideas, small farm business strategies, and ways to turn limited land into a productive source of income.